Which album do you think has no bad songs on it and can be listened all the way through? The Strokes. Is this it? Insane that their first album is arguably their best. Room on Fire sometimes edges it for me. I loved their first album. I was happier than I thought I would ever be with their release this year though too. I was pleasantly surprised with it. I actually would put the new Abnormal at #2 now. Behind Is This It? They had no business making a comeback like they did. The Strokes were the first band I found myself growing up. I have some huge nostalgia for their first few albums. But I agree. Somehow all the way in 2020, when I had lost faith, they really brought it back. I have a hard time deciding between Is This It and the new Abnormal. Songs for the Deaf Queens of the Stone Age: Red-Headed Stranger, Willie Nelson, IDK. If it counts, cause it's a sort of greatest hits. But Alice in Chains Unplugged is the greatest unplugged set ever recorded and the best greatest hits album ever put together. Fight me. Wanted to see who would mention Kotzer or Ache, and you mentioned both. Love it. Paul Simon, Graceland. Paul Simon's Rhythm of Saints is also a perfect album. The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars. Well, the bitter comes out better on a stolen guitar. You're the Blessed. We're the Spiders from Mars. Portishead, Dummy. You'd argue Beck's Oddly is also fantastic all the way though. I would say Dummy and their self-titled album. Both. Third was an Evan. Unfortunately, although I do like it, I don't think it counts as no bad songs. Also, as long as we're on the subject of trip hop, I'd have a hard time finding weak spots in Tricky's Maxinque, Massive Attack's Blow Lines and Mezzanine, or Nightmares on Wax's Smoker's Delight. Mezzanine was my first thought. Discovery, Daft Punk. I listened to the Tron Legacy soundtrack on repeat for a long while recently. I'll have to give this one a try as well. Thanks for commenting it. Look up Interstellar 5555, the 5 Tori of the 5 Ekrat 5 Tar 5 system, if you want to see a music video. That is the entire Discovery album. Goddamn, that ducking music movie really tugs at my heartstrings. Even to today, it might not be the right time. Apostrophe. I might not be the right one. Apostrophe. Brothers in Arms. Dire Straits. Every song is brilliant. I was looking for this. Mark Knopfler is a genius and very underrated. Telegraph Road is another album for me that I can listen fully. Knopfler is considered as elite by people who play guitar. Hez only underrated by people who don't really know what they are talking about. Talking Heads. Remain in Light. Stop Making Sense is also amazing. Great live performance. The Stop Making Sense versions of songs are better than the studio versions in Ho. This is one of those universally accepted truths. The Oh Brother Where Art Thou soundtrack. Legitimate perfection. Agreed. It's bona fide. He's a sweeter. Fleetwood Mac. Rumors. I don't wanna know the reasons why. Love keeps right on walking on down the line. Led Zeppelin. Led Zeppelin. I've Glass Animals. Zabba. Also Glass Animals. How to Be a Human Being. Glass Animals doesn't have a single bad song emo, but How to Be a Human Being is definitely the perfect album. I feel the same way about Portugal, The Man, Woodstock and Evil Friends. I can listen to those albums non-stop. Illmatic, Nas. I saw Nas perform the entire album at Coachella. Best night ever. I saw him perform it front to back immediately after a screening of the Time Is Illmatic documentary, which covers his early life and the making of the album. Highly recommend the doc, and that performance hit different. When the credits rolled, the screen raised up, then Nas came out and killed it. I've seen him live around 6 times before that, often at much bigger venues, but that show in that little theater stands out as one of the best rap concerts I've ever been to. Do Little Pixies. I'd vote Surfer Rosa. You'd both be right. Basically any Pixies album could be their best album depending on your taste. Like some weird wordy songs with Spanish singing at a manic pace with a dirty indie feel. Come on Pilgrimages. Wanna get your face blasted off by an album that will make you feel like you're listening to a garage punk band's mental breakdown recorded on the basement floor of an abandoned asylum? Surfer Rosa Methodicas. Do you like alternative? Cool. Well, Doolittle is literally alternative music genre defined. before it became synonymous with crap. Did someone say experimental surf rock? Oh hey, what's up bossa nova? And finally, did your time machine break down when you were visiting the distant past of the year 2100? Good news, you'll feel right at home listening to Trompe le Monde. For the record, my favorite is Surfer Rosa with Come On Pilgrim as a close second. Real talk though, the Pixies are the greatest band of all time. To quote Kurt Cobain in reference to Smells Like Teen Spirit, you mean that song where I ripped off the Pixies? Basically every band you love was inspired by them. Side note, the Pixies without Kim Deal is not the Pixies, but just Frank Black covering the Pixies. Rant, sorry, I really ducking love the Pixies. Beach Boys Pet Sounds. Beach Boys are insanely underrated as great music for people in my age group. I just listened to a bunch of their stuff at work and my metal friend caught himself singing to quite a few Beach Boys hits. Such great music. Because everyone associates the Beach Boys with their surf music. Uncle Jess from Full House. And the Jamaica. Bahama. Come On Baby Wanna song. Sadly, many people don't take them as a serious band unless they understand how much of a genius Brian Wilson is. The guy was going head to head with Lennon/McCartney. Just crazy. Pet Sounds is one of the best albums of all time and their psychedelic era had a lot of amazing songwriting. Modest Mouse. Good news for people who love bad news. Lonesome Crowded Westerner Moon and Antarctica are also great. Moon and Antarctica will always be up there for me. Jar of Flies. Alice in Chains. But. Dirt. Man. It makes me sad, this was my favorite genre of music and almost everyone is gone. Scott Weiland. Lane Staley. Chris Cornell. Kurt Cobain. Glad Eddie and Dave are still around, man. Boston. Not a single wasted track. Is there any other album where every song on it receives pretty frequent radio play? OK Computer. Also In Rainbows. 110th album. In Rainbows is the most even Radiohead album I know, and it's definitely my favorite. I grew up with OK Computer, but In Rainbows is the one I always go back to. Back to Black. Amy Winehouse. The Cars debut album. The Cars. Yeah, that movie had some great music. 10. Pearl Jam. I posted this one too. Guess I should scrolled through the comments first. Feel like the whole album builds quite a mood. I think it is one of the few albums that really needs all the songs. They are great individually, but even greater as a whole. Supertramp Breakfast in America. I // duck / love crime of the century as well. Thanks dad. Atmosphere. When life gives you lemons you paint that shit gold. Smashing Pumpkins Siamese Dream. A Night at the Opera by Queen. Honestly, just leave any album in the car for a fortnight and it should do the trick. Boom. It's all Queen now. Someone's read Good Omens. Unplugged in New York Nirvana. The Downward Spiral. 9 Inch Nails. Also Pretty Hate Machine. Best Nin album hands down. Not a single song on that album I don't love. It goes for both Pretty Hate Machine and Downward Spiral. Trent Reznor is a goddamn genius. The Devil and God are aging inside me. Came here to say DJ Nintendo. But honestly I love all their stuff. Brand New is my favorite band. Play Crack the Sky was always so bone chilling live. With half the angst filled venue scream singing along at the top of their lungs. For me it would have to be Toxicity by System of a Down. And Demon Days by Gorillaz. Demon Days is a great album. Great ending. Superb Gorillaz album. Pink Floyd. The Dark Side of the Moon Tool. Literalis. I've gotta back you up on Literalis. It's about as perfect of an album as you can get. Hey, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.